I'd like to call to order the Open Space, Parks, and Recreation Commission meeting. We like to begin with our land acknowledgements. And the land that Eureka rests on is known in the Wiyot language as Jerujiji. Past actions by local, state, and federal governments removed the Wiyot and other indigenous peoples from the land and threatened to destroy their cultural practices. The city of Eureka acknowledged that Wiyot community, their elders, both past and present, as well as future generations. This acknowledgement demonstrates the city's commitment to dismantle the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism. So roll call, please.
Oh, there, wrong button. Okay. Commissioner Parks. Commissioner Parks.
Present.
Commissioner Bareilles.
Present.
Commissioner Brenner.
Present.
Commissioner Houghton. Commissioner Mays.
Present.
Commissioner Malik.
Present.
And Commissioner Sims. Thank you.
All right. So now that we have a quorum.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we'd like to approve the minutes from August 22nd and 2024 regular minute meeting as submitted. Are there any questions or corrections or comments from the commission on the minutes for August 22nd? Nope. Hearing none, will someone move to approve the minutes?
Want to make your first motion?
All right, I'll move to approve the minutes from August 22nd.
All right, Barbara.
I'll second.
All right. Please vote. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
The motion passes. All right. So any commissioners' reports? There are no reports. Right on time. I think we actually have him in as a standing item, so we can move on if there's no other reports. All right. Do we have anyone on online with us today? Not yet. We're really hoping someone joins in with us for sure.
I'm here in person if I want to do it.
Right. We have Barb here now. That's why. All right. So if there are no public comments, then we can move on to old business. Are there any comments or questions for staff? Well, we're going to have the DIAS improvement project. Donna, will you, or Jeff, will you go over that? Thank you. You're going to be Robin today.
Yeah, I'll be Robin today.
We miss you, Robin.
We're progressing. We're seeing a lot of progress. We're getting to the fine grading, and there's a lot of grading with this park. And part of that is to meet the complete ADA accessible aspects of our play equipment that is super cool custom pieces. I was just out at the pulp mill today looking at them with the contractor. They're still wrapped up in plastic, but it's like the contractor was blown away when he saw the equipment, and he's like knocking on it. He's like, "Oh, this is all metal," and I was like, "Yeah, this is good. This is high quality. That this is not cookie cutter things that you can buy out of a catalog. It was all built back in Wisconsin from landscape structures, and was put together actually already, and then they dismantle it, package it, and then get it to us. And we've had it for a little while, but so we're really excited to see beyond the rough grading and just some of the sidewalk pours and things like that. But all that, it's telling a story every day or every week that I'm out there. It's more of the story revealed, and it feels great. So we're working together with our contractor and our landscape design team. Robin has really been working extremely hard on this. I wish he was here to talk a little bit more about it, but we'll have a better update for you next meeting. So we are prepping for, like I said, the grading in the play area, and so that will include also the PIP, the pour in place rubber, that's going to be there. Not all of the sections are in pour in place. There is some EWF natural wood fiber that'll be in some of the spots, but it's all really designed well. Color selection, there's like I think 7 different colors in it, and it's just going to be fabulous. So so working on parking lots and getting those paved and concreted in, and curbs are forming. And so, like I said, it's just, if you stop by there are some holes in the fence that you can peek through. And if you have any questions, we're happy to update you if you send us an email. So everything's going quite well. Obviously, with projects this size, there's a lot of challenges and field changes, and then team meetings coming back, submittals, proposals, change orders, things like that. And so we're really trying to stay on top of that. It consumes a lot of our day, but it's super exciting to be working on the project. And so we are trying to get a lot of this grading and stuff done before the rain starts. And so any questions about anything going on out there, or anything you've heard or seen?
So when is it you think that it's going to open? When's it going to be all ready?
Well, we are looking at like a late spring, I think, for a grand opening. We may be done in February. We have some delays on like the restroom and things like that. We've never purchased a restroom of this type. It's a prefabricated, comes in 2 pieces, puts together. The contractor will prepare the subgrading or and the pad that it sits on, and then the company comes and drops this there, and then there's connections to all the utilities, and then we'll be going. There's some delays on production of that stuff. So we ordered it, gosh, I want to say 8 months ago, and it takes a while to get. So compared to the other restrooms that we've done recently, like at phase 1 at Sequoia and Hammond, and new one at Highland Park, which I'll talk about. They're a CMU concrete block kit, and so this one's a little bit different. Both are equally sturdy, but this one's all precast concrete with rebar and stuff in it, and so we're excited to kind of get a chance to do that. They're very expensive compared to some other products out there, but we want to get something that's lasting and serves the public well, and that purpose there. So, and it'll also, the position of it will be so that you can, it'll be really accessible from the ball field, and so that we're opening up that area there. And so, yeah. Any other questions about .yas or the former 2030? Donna?
I just want to add, we were there on site this morning, and it's crazy to know what it was like before and to watch it just bloom, if you will, even though right now it's mostly concrete and dirt. But wow, it's very exciting. I had to wear my hiking boots to go through the site today. I mean, like, serious construction project happening.
Yeah, well, our applause. Thank you. And please send our gratitude to Robin, too, because we know she's also working on our volunteer month, and she's doing a lot of at once for us. So we're grateful for all of your efforts. And I encourage all of us to go by and just see the different stages, because it will help us also be part of that process. So thank you for that report.
Oh, and
Jeff.
I forgot to say they were grading and leveling the sports court, which is going to be very unique to us. It's a double basketball court. It also incorporates roller hockey and futsal, which is like little soccer action. And then on the outside of that has a half court basketball, so that if you show up and you want to play basketball, but there's people in there rollerblading, you can do a little half court game outside. So it's going to be a unique thing for us to have and program and things like that. So we're excited about that.
That is interesting. Thank you, Jeff, for adding that. All right.
The more variety of activities we can get out there is going to make a huge difference. And so there'll be more people there and appropriate use. And that's what we need. So.
Well, the weather is cooperating now, so it's always a good time to get these things done. Thank you so much for your leadership there. All right, I think our next item is new business. If I'm not seeing no new business, then we'll move on to our reports, and we'll start with our McKay Community Forest Advisory Group with Dennis.
All right. Well, things are going good. We'll leave it at that. No. No, things are going good. Obviously, with the tail end of this summer going into fall and just the good weather and everything. I mean, as usual, we had the Tuesday, Wednesday crew. It's been coming in strong for us. A lot of just volunteers and a lot of retired volunteers. Saturday work days continue. The next one will be Saturday, October 5th. We're going to have College of the Redwoods Forestry Natural Resource Club and other students involved in that, as well as a group called Two Feathers Family Support Services out of McKinleyville. Had an opportunity to work with them through CR this summer. Made a good connection with that group, and they want to start bringing the high school kids to the volunteer work days. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, it's pretty neat because, Jack, when we got going with Corton Community School, it's going to be starting up this Wednesday. Leah Evers is going to bring the students. We have, I think she said 10 students, but they brought in Fortuna, Eureka, and Arcata now. So they'll come in on Wednesdays for a couple hours. And this was really cool to me. Okay, I just thought of this right now. So today I'm leaving Costco, right? And I got this call, or I had a message from a student who was in that group, Kenny, and out of Fortuna or whatever. And he asked if he could put me down as a reference for a dishwashing job at the Eel River Brewery. And I'm like, heck yeah. And then he said, well, I want to go, I'm thinking about going to CR in the fall, and I want to take business and this, and then I want to go to culinary school. Kid's got some dreams and stuff. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about, man. It's just like, it was pretty cool. So just seeing the positiveness of that. But anyway, just as far as the groundscape goes, essentially behind Redwood Acres is a loop trail, and we pretty much have gotten that rocked and winterized. It was lower part. There's a lot of water on that property and in a muddy mess, but we sort of solved that, I think. And then out at Northridge off of Walnut, there's another loop trail, Bob Hill Gulch around what they call Switchy Trail, 3C Trail. So it's kind of cool. It's been a 2-year anniversary for volunteer trail stewards, and going strong. One day a week. But we're plugging away, and they're doing a good job. So that's pretty much what's out there. Good stuff. Yeah. Carol, I don't know if you have anything to add.
I don't have anything to add as per the advisory group because we're still not meeting because they're in the still in the hiring process. Right. But I do want to say that I personally walked the McKay, the loop behind Redwood Acres a couple weeks ago. That is a great trail. Cool. Lots of fun. Thank you so much, Dennis, for all your work.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Yeah. Cool. I think that kind of does it for now. So, yeah.
Except for your pitch for Saturday at 9:00 at Redwood Fields.
Yes. Yeah. So for the monthly first Saturday, Saturday, October 5th, Redwood Fields off Fern, the end of Fern, 9:00 sharp, and then we'll head back over to Redwood Acres. We have a project over there. So any and all are welcome, even though we got CR there, any and all. So. And
food is included. A nice meal afterwards.
Oh, right. Thank you. Yeah, good.
Can't
I know. There's going to be a good lunch.
All right. Well, thank you for creating community there, Dennis, and all the opportunities that you're providing for our students and community.
Cool.
To get out and play.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments or questions? We will move on then to our next report. Jeff, if you don't mind, or Donna's this one, and she'll go over the upcoming volunteer opportunities.
Yes, we have a couple to to share tonight. And the first one's coming up this Saturday at Sequoia Park is Volunteer Appreciation Barbecue. And there's going to be music, it's going to be a party, and a really great time. So really encourage you to come out 4 to 6:30 this Saturday at Sequoia Park at the gazebo. And then on October 5th, we have the Eureka October Trash Bash, which is meeting up at the Hikshari Trail on Saturday the 5th from 9 to 10:30. So those are the next 2 opportunities to volunteer and make great friends and contribute to your community. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're moving right along. You might. Our next item is Parks Capital Project, Jeff.
All right. So in addition to our major park work over at Bareilles, we are continuing to work with our landscape architect on the Grace Martin project, and that is down at the Sacco Amphitheater area. And so we are striving to get to our 90% design, working on some more details about, like, I think I've talked to you guys about the boat, the merchant ship that we had built by Eric at Blue Ox, and how that's going to be put into this project, and all the layouts, and making sure that we're good and that we're comfortable with our budgets and things like that, so that we can go out to bid early next year. So that'll be happening next year. Highland, we are wrapping it up. We are pretty much there. The park is open and the pickleball courts are open, and we've had a lot of people playing. We're hearing a lot about it. People showing up that, I was there today and there was 25 people playing pickleball. So we're thrilled to hear that, and that's exactly what we wanted. And we are some of the finishing touches that we need to complete. The playground is open right now, but it needs there's one more swing set that's going to be going in there. And so I think it got delivered yesterday. So the contractor will be picking that up and doing the install for that final swing set. And then the PG&E connection to the restroom, so we have power there, which will make it fully operable. So we really didn't realize it was going to take them this long to make the connections. And so we're realizing we need to get some portable toilets out there and stuff now, because we have a lot of people showing up to play pickleball. And so we want to provide those. So we're working on that. And lastly, in capital area, the municipal auditorium, we're getting a new roof, and we've been wanting a new roof for quite some time. I just never had the budget for it through our facilities budgets. And so there was a grant that our CAPE program has been working on. I don't want to misspeak and say which grant it is, but we've gotten a lot of funding to do rehabilitation there for our CAPE and uplift and our outreach services that occupy the lower, the E and 11th area there. Yeah. And then our facilities side is on the other side, our shop and stuff. And then, of course, the auditorium out front. But we've had serious problems with the roof. We're constantly dealing with the rain issues in there over the last several years. So this is going to be a huge relief for our facility staff and our recreation staff that shows up in the morning, and there's some puddles on the floor and things like that that we have to deal with. So part of the grant was also to get this facility into a condition where we can do like some training. And so one of the previous fundings was for like a new kitchen inside there. So we have a new kitchen facility where the old kitchen was. And so we can do some training. And this is a CAPE program, so I don't want to speak too much about it, but it'll be some vocational training, and so that people can go and apply for jobs and such with some knowledge of kitchen equipment and things like that. So lots of cool new uses coming into our world there. and of course skating and concerts and all the fun things we've had. We're starting to get back a little more momentum in utilizing the auditorium, concert requests and things like that. So it'll be fun. And that's all I have for capital projects. If anyone has any questions about any of that or anything they've seen out there.
Thank you. Our next item is Recreation Revenue Summary for August 2024. Are there any questions or comments for the Recreation Revenue Reports? Just looks like things are going in the right direction, and it's keeping you guys busy. Have we also recovered staff? I know we
No.
No.
That is a constant, current, ongoing challenge, getting back to where we were pre-COVID. So, but we're working on it, and we'll get there.
yeah.
But it's definitely a challenge that is somewhat new to. We've never had as much of a challenge pre-COVID sourcing high quality staff for recreation, but it is actually much more difficult than it ever has been. So a big challenge, but we're figuring it out.
The work keeps coming in, and so it's landing on a lot of our team members. And so we appreciate all your leadership there and taking care of everyone.
If you know anyone out there, send them to us. Or we have maintenance, temporary things. They don't have to have tons of experience. We really enjoy getting folks from the university that have some maybe a little bit of experience and stuff. But we're interested, and send them our way.
Hey, just curious, were you guys able to Parks crew leader job? decision?
Yeah, I'll give an update on that in a second. Yeah.
Great, awesome.
So I'm assuming no one new on Zoom. Looks the same. Okay, so we'll skip public comment for the minute, and we're gonna do we have a motion to accept the revenue reports?
Oh, you got your little. Okay.
Motion to accept our revenue.
I'll make a motion to accept the revenue report.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All right. So we have a please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Well, the motion passes. Thank you guys again for all your work and the team's work. Our next is
When we're
staff
looking at, I
report.
just want to make a comment
ahead.
on the revenue report
Oh,
since we're done
please.
voting. Looking at these numbers at the end where we show the completion of the year and what our goal target is, and those are really important numbers for us to look at, especially as we get later in the fiscal year. In April and May, how are we doing getting up to the end of June, and are we meeting those goals? And we're not a huge revenue stream or profit stream, and so if we can hit that goal, which we have been every year after the COVID debacle, but then so those are something I wanted to remind you guys to look at those percentages there. So thank you.
And Jeff, it seems you're pretty close to on track right now, about within 1% or something.
We're
it
ahead
seems.
of track.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's
okay, perfect. Even
16.6% down, and we're at 17.14.
awesome. Well
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Looks like it's feeling good. I know last time you said you cautioned us to worry about the timing so much because sometimes the checks will come in at different times, but it's looking good. So keep up the good work and thank you. All right. So staff reports. This is Donna.
Okay, let me get to my reports. So I have a couple things before Donna gets to hers. Dennis asked about our recruitment for our park supervisor position. We had an oral board, which I wanted to recognize Dennis and thank him for his participation in that and bringing his vast knowledge of parks maintenance to that forum. We had a great team there, so we got really high quality candidates. We did our second department interviews yesterday, and we are mulling over our candidates. We had several local and current team members, as well as some folks from out of town. So we had some Zoom interviews and stuff. So it was a great perspective for us to make a really good decision. So we'll let you know who it is next meeting, and they'll hopefully be working by then. But thank you again, Dennis, for spending the whole day with us. That was great. Our recreation survey, we probably talked about this before, but just wanted to remind you about that. It is located on our city website and at eureka.ca.gov. And please go there, or encourage family and friends to go on there. It's really going to help us with shaping the future and what the wants and needs are of our community, and open our eyes to things maybe we're not even thinking about. So please encourage everybody to go take that survey. We've gotten 700 responses so far, so we'd like to double that. Yeah, so it'll be out there for a little while.
How long will the survey be open until?
I think through February.
Through February.
For several more months. So
Okay.
we want to give everyone an opportunity, and then going through seasons and experiences and stuff, to maybe go back and do it again, fill it out again, if you have a new idea or something like that. So I'm going to give ample time. Let's see here next. Our women's volleyball programming is starting, and we have a record number 20 teams this year. So we've never had 20 teams. We've had 17 as a max in the past. So I'd like to give a shout out to our recreation folks and Steve Enos, who runs that program, and Jim Thomas, our supervisors, to getting the word out, getting people excited about playing volleyball. And so we may even be looking for more spaces to use in other gyms because of that. So that's a good thing. So we're really proud of them. And lastly, in our harbor and marina operations, we just were awarded a grant. It's going to go to council on Tuesday for an award we expect to get, and it's in the tune of $28,000. And what that is for is it's called the SAVE program. It's Surrendered and Abandoned Vessels program, and so that we can be good stewards of the bay, remove vessels from the water, properly dispose of them, all the hazmat and all the considerations, recycle as much of it as possible, and get those out of the water so they're not a hazard for navigation or for habitat and things like that. And then it also creates more space that we can put other people in there that they can actively recreate. And there's various reasons why we get in situations like this, and sometimes it's somebody passes on and the family's not able to deal with it, or sometimes they intentionally walk away, and it's hard to track them down. And so it's a little different than having like an abated car on the road where we can deal with it really easily. We have something in the water, in our sensitive environment. Our oyster production in our bay and things like that are all affected by these types of environmental aspects. And so it's really important that we get that. I do know the Harbor District also was successful in getting an award. We had an award the last cycle, and we got $39,000, and then there's a 10% match, so we're paying a little bit of money, but we're getting these issues resolved through this process. And it also includes like doing the lien on the vessel, so that we can actually take it and do what we want with it. So yeah, and pass it on to Donna.
Okay, very good. A couple other topics we want to make sure our commissioners are informed about, as well as our community members. We have new hours for the zoo coming effective October 1st. Hours closed on Mondays. We return to the closed on Mondays and open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 to 5. That's effective October 1st. And the Boo at the Zoo is coming up. That's at the end of the month on the 27th, and 11 to 3. Of course, it's one of the most popular events at the zoo. There are opportunities to volunteer, and there are opportunities to participate with sponsorships. So if you're interested in Boo at the Zoo, check out the city website. There's all kinds of ways to get involved.
Donna, what was that date again?
The what? The date, the Boo at the Zoo is October 27th on a Sunday. Thank you. From 11 to 3. And additional special events happening in October. In addition to Boo at the Zoo, we also have a spooky scavenger hunt that will be out at Sequoia Park. And that'll be on the 26th, which is a Saturday from 11 to 2. And then the night before, that Friday the 26th, at our roller skating program, we're doing a thematic Halloween skate night. So for all of our folks that are interested in keeping the spirit of Halloween and play and fun, all kinds of activities happening in Eureka in October. And then that kind of wraps up the topics for recreation. Are there any questions before I move on? I had a couple other things to share. Okay. First, I want to share that we made a big effort to try to pub this commission meeting more than we ever have before. And I think we're just going to keep working at it till we get some folks to hopefully join us. So staff are taking that very seriously, and we're just going to keep, because we have a lot of great things to share with the public, and we want to see them. We would love to see them here. And also to know that they can come and share their thoughts and feelings and experiences, any constructive feedback that we need to hear. This is the forum to do so. And then lastly, we have had 3 commissioners resign in the past year or so. And because of the nature of all of our meetings, we've been unable to have with the quorum challenges that we were having before. We haven't been able to finalize appreciation gifts for these folks. So I just wanted to let you know that we are actively working on that, and we should have either something to send to you via email or a final plan next month. And some what appreciation gifts they are, and whether or not we want to invite these folks back or invite them to participate in Zoom. Or they've been sent appreciation letters at the time that they left, but we always make a much more genuine attempt to appreciate all of our commissioners, and we just haven't had those meetings, and so we need to get on top of that. So we'll get that taken care of as effective next month. And that kind of, I think it concludes what we have to share with reports.
I thought of one more thing, and I don't know if it was mentioned at the last meeting because I wasn't here, but the Duck Pond Road is open. Mm-hmm. So it's open Wednesday through Sunday from 8:30 to 4. So if you want to take a quick roll through at 5 miles per hour through the Duck Pond Road. It was kind of nice. I went through the other day, and I hadn't been through there in a little while. I've been using the back road to get to the pond since we've had it closed, and so it just reminded me of it's a neat experience and a opportunity for it to be more accessible for everyone. So.
May I ask one more question about your catch and release highlights from that event? I heard that you got a big load of fish that you guys put in this last month.
We did it for the Get Out and Play Day, and we put in, I think it was 400 pounds. Most of the fish are a half a pound. I did see one big one in there that came out of the chute. But it's actually not catch and release. We want you to catch them and take them home. We do want to fish the pond out. We're done stocking for the year. And so we need to do a little pond maintenance and get in there. Over the summer months, things grow. Some of the growth in the grassy things in the pond grow, and so it makes it a little more challenging. So more things can get caught on and things like that. So we'll do a little maintenance in this winter, and then we'll look at what we want to do next year based on the availability of the fish, which do come from our local hatchery in Mad River, and then kind of what works for us too. So we don't want to overdo it too. Some people don't enjoy it. And so, but a lot of people do, and so we're hearing it on both ends there. And but it was a really neat thing to provide, and we got some wonderful photos, and the video that I saw from the Get Out and Play Day was fabulous, and Fish and Wildlife staff there showing kids how to clean a fish and things like that. So just some cool experiences that kids and adults need to have. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And you mentioned the maintenance. What are some of the things you're doing, like season, if like a hook was to be in the pond or something of that nature?
Yeah, so we work directly with the several people from Fish and Wildlife, and they'll actually get in the pond and take care of things like that. Or we saw, like, somebody sent me a picture of a turtle that had a little bobber thing stuck to him. So our guy from Fish and Wildlife came and took care of that. But there's there's always maintenance for, like, the fencing around there. There's the water levels will change. We'll get less growth. We did, like, fully dredge out that pond about 4 years ago. Had never been done to our knowledge. So it should be good for a little while. And then we do things like we hang wood duck boxes in late winter for spring for the wood duck babies to reside in, and those are the ducks that are supposed to be there, and the other ducks, like the mallards and the pretty looking ducks, those are actually dropped off. And so we do have, like, issues sometimes with that, and if we get too many there, and they also sometimes injure the small wood ducks when they're born, and so we got to watch that. But we are working really closely with our partners with Fish and Wildlife on those things. But yeah,
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Jeff. That's helpful.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Hey, I just
sorry, Dennis.
I just want to do a quick shout out to you guys. I mean, you guys and your staff, because I mean, every time we come here, and all the news you guys report is, like, really positive. You know what I mean, on these on the park developments and accomplishments and all that kind of stuff. And seriously, to run those contracts, I know it's a lot of work. I mean, you guys aren't pulling off lightweight stuff here. So anyway, just saying thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I'll second that. And then eventually, maybe November, when the Cooper's Gulch work is done, I'd just be curious for a report on that. There's a lot of digging going on, and it's in between 14th Street and then upstream by Eureka High in the fields and down. I know the Eureka City Schools isn't your part, but that's quite a lot of work in the watershed. So I just report eventually. Thank you.
Definitely.
Well, thank you. Any other comments or questions? All right. So if not, our next item is adjournment. So I move to adjourn at 6:40.
Well done. Dennis, I love the Kenny story.